Rumor has it.
Call out a name, or you gossiping, or you chatty patty.
I'm gossiping.
This is the Rumor Report.
I mean, I guess we on the Breakfast Club. This is where the tea spills, right?
Right.
Now, if you've been following this story, last week they arrested somebody for the murder of Tupac Shakur.
That somebody has a name.
Yeah, his name is Keffe D. Now, Keffe D has been on a press run trying to promote his book. And in the book, he details what happened that night. And he sat down with Vlad and talked about what happened that night, which has kind of been used as a confession.
Got to the light. We used to go drink and smoke some weed. And he happened to be hanging out the window.
Tupac.
Yeah, he was.
So what happens next?
And we just came. I ain't gonna go into the details like that.
Well, in the book, you said that as you're driving up towards the BMW with Suge driving and Tupac in the passenger seat, and you said that Tupac pulled out a gun.
It looked like he was reaching, yeah.
Did you actually see a gun?
No, once he got the reaching, I got the ducking.
So someone from your car
That's what happened.
started shooting at Tupac and Suge.
I'm not gonna go into details on that one.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and read from the book. The was on. Tupac made an erratic move and began to reach down beneath his seat. Instead, Pac pulled out a strap, and that's when the fireworks started. One of my guys from the back seat grabbed the Glock and started busting back. The first shot skinned Suge in the head, and I thought that motherfucker was dead. And he was the one that got touched. As the rounds continued flying, I ducked down so I wouldn't get hit.
Basically, yeah.
That sounded like a rap. I shot, skimmed him in the head, thought that mother effer was dead.
Shut up, man.
Y'all Negroes just be interviewing and writing yourself right into prison. And I'm not even joking when I say this, man. Vlad TV should win a Peabody. Dropping a clues bomb for Vlad TV. I know that Keffe D sat down and did a lot of other interviews with a lot of other people, but if Vlad TV was any other type of journalist other than hip-hop, he would win a Peabody Award because it wasn't just his conversations with Keffe D, it was his conversations with investigators,
ex-police officers,
other law enforcement, people who knew Keffe and Orlando Anderson.
Other people from Compton, yeah.
Vlad did a lot of investigative journalism over the years that led to this outcome, which is why folks like Piers Morgan and other outlets are reaching out to Vlad and had him on for interviews, which is why the Las Vegas Police Department wanted Vlad's footage,
correct,
for themselves. But I promise you, if this was any other journalist other than a hip hop journalist, they'd be getting considered for some type of Peabody Award or something right now.
Well, TMZ spoke to Suge Knight, and they asked Suge about it and if he would actually testify against Keffe D. And this is what Suge said.
The DA says that Keffe D was in the car with his nephew, and that presumably his nephew, according to the DA, is the one that shot Tupac, and that it was done with the full knowledge of Keffe. Do they have it right?
It was only two people in the car, and Pac not going to tell the story. I ain't going to tell the story, but I tell you this, I never had nothing bad to say about Orlando because number one, he wasn't the shooter. Number two, he came to my hearing and told to let me go and told the truth. They still didn't let me go.
All right, and then he also talks if he would testify.
They seem to be saying that Orlando was the shooter and Keffe was in on it, that he had full knowledge of what was going down, and it was revenge for Orlando getting beaten up by Tupac and his team at the MGM after the Tyson fight. Is that correct?
No.
Then who shot Tupac?
It wasn't Anderson, so that's all I got to say about that part.
To summarize, you are saying Orlando was not the shooter, although you won't say who the shooter was. You are not saying whether Keffe was involved in any way in the shooting, and you are saying that if you're called to testify by either side, you will not comply, you will not testify. Do I have that right?
1,000%. I wouldn't go, I wouldn't testify, none of that.
Man, being a street Negro is just too complicated.
Too complicated.
Imagine being that old and still abiding by street rules. Like, if you're blessed enough to get old as a street Negro, man, you don't have to die one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, at some point, I would think that you would want to, do right by the family, help the family get the closure that they need or something. I would think.
Yeah, and lastly, Blac Chyna. They said that she's selling all of her possessions to be able to pay her attorneys. Now, people are making fun of her online. That's because she's allegedly selling her belongings, which includes personal items like bags, shoes, and clothes. They say that she's brought in over $178,000 this year from selling her personal items. And people are making fun of that. I don't see a problem with that.
Y'all crazy. I don't know why that's funny to y'all because, boy, them tables can turn fast. You
That's
know what I'm
right.
saying? You never know when you might be in the type of situation where, you're going to need some money for something. Life comes at you fast. So I'm not mad at that young lady for having to do that.
But at least she has items that's actually worth something that she can actually sell, because a lot of people own things, but they ain't worth-ish.
Yeah, she got some assets that she can sell.
Mm-hmm.
Some of y'all going to go broke and y'all just going to be out here selling ass. And ain't nobody going to want to buy it. And then you're going to really feel bad about yourself.
Some real assets.
You're going to be broke and nobody going to want to buy that broke ass you selling. Then what?
Jesus Christ.
Okay?
All right. Well, that is your rumor report.
Stop laughing at people for being in bad situations because that could be you at any moment in time.
That's right. And Charlamagne, who you giving that donkey to?
Man, 4 after the hour, we need American Airlines to come to the front of the congregation. We would like to have a word with them, please.
Okay. We'll get to that next. Don't move. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.